Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here, though.
Joining me, as always,
Step hens.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touch myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk? Yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No. I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You gotta fight for your right to party! Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Step hens.
Thank you. Joining me as always, Dollar Bill Dave.
I touch myself.
And Timmy C.
Who? Why?
Both?
He touches himself.
Okay.
When he thinks about
I gotta
clip that. Wait when he thinks about you, he touches himself. The Divinals, 1990.
I gotta clip that. Somebody should.
Well, he would touch himself if they clipped it.
That sounds terrible. Please remember to subscribe and rate this show wherever you get your podcasts. While you're at it, follow the show on Twitter at @FFPodcast, on Instagram, which you're watching us on both right now, at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our network on Twitter at Filter Free Net. Of course, name change coming.
Pending.
We mentioned on last week's show, we got a whole new Patreon lineup coming. We got some collaborations to mention. Actually, one of them's here, Andrew Hermes. The top 10 with TNA. Timmy, what else is over there?
Well, you will
TNA
get
top 10. Stupid.
That's what I said.
Whatever. He's Irishman talking about the Yankees. Who cares? Well, you will get Legends Let's Rethink This Football. Let's get paid with Tim and Dave in the fall. Evolution of Evil, wrestling with commercials. We've been putting up quite a few watch-alongs. By the way, I still got to post that one, the new collab with Justin Davis, Pondwater Dave, and myself from last week that we did. And we're going to kind of try to make that a normal thing. Dave made his drink too strong. But I think you're going to be getting a lot more content on the Patron there. Definitely worth your $10 a month.
We should also mention that not this show, but next week's show, we will have a special guest co-host because I will be in the Deutschland.
A good host.
Yeah, well,
yes.
She'll finally a good one. I'll be in the Deutschland, so Miss Amy will be sitting in this seat. Well, not this physical seat, but she'll
to be fair, we're close enough. I could just invite her in and we'd turn the camera and
there you go. That'd be a fun show.
Dugan Schnauzer.
No, she would punch me. I don't need that in my life.
That show will be SmackDown from March of 2010. Do that show.
I feel like you're trying to screw us on that deal.
We should have done main event WCW 1991.
Well, do you know what show we're doing after SmackDown?
WrestleMania.
I'm not going to be here.
WrestleMania 12.
You know
I'm
what?
on vacation.
I look forward to that after watching this piece of shit.
This was the worst show we've ever watched.
Excuse me. So
we watched a lot of 07 WWECW. Come on.
We were actually group texting each other while we were watching Nitro last night. This one we're going to cover today. And there was we distinctly discussed that this might be the worst Nitro ever.
I wanted to go watch the next week's Nitro today because I needed to take a nap. So I figured that would put me to sleep pretty quick.
It's certainly in the running. Of course, we're watching March 8th, 1999. This is the go home for Uncensored, which there is a first blood cage match between Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair for the WCW World title. And I will cover that later because there was a match on this show I had zero interest in watching. So I actually covered that cage match instead of the match that was on the show.
First blood cage match where Ric Flair bleeds first and somehow wins.
we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Almost as dumb as Kane in a first blood match.
Or almost as dumb as someone jumping off a ladder onto panes of glass.
Stupid. And then he's going to get the company closed down. I love it.
Listen, I have a sister who is a legitimate attorney at law in the state of North Carolina. Ironically enough. Attorney. And this idea that because AEW posts a disclaimer before every show and they post terms and conditions in the back of their tickets that they are now exempt from people getting cut with glass is hilarious to me. That's not how that works.
That was made for like Gallagher in 1987
So
when he was smashing watermelons.
Thank you
Not
for saying that.
panes of glass, you assholes.
Thank you for
If
saying
you
that.
get a watermelon seed lodged in your left nostril, I am not reliable.
And put your finger over your right one and blow it out.
Because my exact example I was about to give was, let's say I'm at a Gallagher show. It's 1990. I literally have nothing else better to do. And I go there and I go, hey, I'm going to sit in the front 2 rows because I want to get splashed with toothpaste and watermelons and God knows what else.
To be fair, if you were at a Gallagher show, you probably had literally nothing else better to do.
That's what I'm saying. So in the middle of doing that, he gets
I
up
always
to
wanted to go to a
Sludge-O-Matic.
Gallagher show. That would have been epic.
You wanted to
I
hold the
went
cart,
back and
didn't you?
watched Gallagher a few years ago from like 87, and it is not good.
It's not. He is terrible. By the
He's
way,
almost as
Carrot
bad as
Top
Carrot Top.
Carrot Top highly underrated. I
With
saw
all his
Carrot Top
props.
like 7 years ago. Dude is funny.
I used to love his movie, Chairman of the Board.
Ugh. So we've completely skewed off.
Was
point
it about
here.
Vince McMahon?
If I'm getting ready, Gallagher busts out the Sludge-O-Matic, and I'm like, ooh, is he gonna do a headed lettuce first? And he gets ready to swing, and then you find out that he's not gonna hit the lettuce with the slammer. He's just gonna throw the sledgehammer into the audience and just blast someone in the face. He can't then say, oh, I said on the back of the ticket, I'm not liable, and meanwhile half your head. That's not how that works. It's something called reasonable expectations. And when you go to a wrestling show, there's a reasonable expectation that, hey, I'm going to spend a lot of money to sit in the first 2 rows because surely I'm not going to get sprayed in the face with glass.
As someone who has blasted someone with something from a stage and gotten serious trouble for it, not advised.
Can you elaborate, please?
High school talent show, lip syncing, Presidents of the United States of America, Peaches threw Peaches in the crowd.
You threw a peach into the audience.
And I threw it baseball style.
I was saying, did you
hit
underhand it, or did you
hit a girl
know
right in the face.
Ah.
She's a Facebook friend. I hope she's not watching. Hi, Holly.
Shouldn't have been sitting there.
Shouldn't
have been sitting in that crowd because first off, that performance was terrible.
If this was the combine, you would have failed. You would have dropped.
Good thing you didn't throw your peaches from a can.
Good thing. Oh my God. I'd have killed a bitch.
Hey, bitch, catch. Pow!
So again, this idea that AEW is not liable for people getting sprayed in the eyes with glass because they posted a picture on their Titantron before the show started is tremendous to me.
What if they were late to the show?
Well, see, that is actually one of the many reasons why that shit doesn't fly. Just because you put it up there, doesn't mean anyone's looking. And B, doesn't mean anyone's going to read it. And
by the way, I don't often agree with Jim Cornette. I think he might be spot on with Darby Allin.
Yeah, I watched that spot again. And listen, I'm not going to shit on Darby. I mean, it takes balls to do that spot. Especially.
No, it takes ignorance to do that spot.
But I mean, he knew what was going to happen. And again, you could tell instantly, oh shit, that was real glass. But when you watch the alternate angle of that spot, it's so dumb. Even if Matt Jackson doesn't get pulled out of the way, Darby would have cleared him by 4 feet. It's just dumb.
I wanted AEW to be good so bad.
They're not.
I think they've elevated WWE for sure.
Well, with the talent they've given them.
Well, and that and Vince getting shit canned.
Finally, thank you.
That helps.
But dude, it's like unwatchable. I went to Dynamite last Wednesday. It was horrible.
So I watched the last half of the pay-per-view with the ad-free shows watch party hosted by Poundwater Dave. And I mean, I jumped in for the Takeshita Will Ospreay match, which was good. I had no qualms with that. Maybe
Kesha was there?
Who?
Kesha?
No, not Kesha, Takeshita.
Oh.
Kesha.
There's a place down there where we go roam around. Brian Williams there? Takesha Predator?
Why don't you have a seat? Have a seat right over here. But the rest of those matches were either confusing, and here's what I mean by confusing. It's like just the decisions they were making in the match was confusing. Like the FTR match, it was all right, but it wasn't a good FTR match. And then, listen, all things considered, the Sting tag match, and I'll give it to the Young Bucks. Very good match.
About time someone did.
If you take out the Darby Allin ladder spot, it's still a great match. That spot was so unnecessary. It's not even funny. I get it. You're trying to prove he's nuts, but you've been doing that literally for the last 4 years on your show. We get it. We get it. So, any other legal things we want to discuss before we start the show? I mean, we might want to start this now because this Nitro took forever.
Can we bring your sister on to discuss some attorney stuff?
You know what? When I come back from Germany, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
What happens if you get glass lodged into your eye?
What's her name?
Erica Bales.
I just needed her first name, Erica. So we could start a new show on the Patreon where people can ask her their legal questions. It would be called Erica, Attorney at Law.
Attorney. I feel like it's going to be mostly DUI related with our.
It could be. But... It could be Erica bails you out of jail.
She doesn't do defense law, but not a bad idea either.
Oh, she's a pork-secutor?
Yes. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
She fucks pigs.
Yes. She does not.
Oh.
She does not.
He must like her husband, or else he would have
slid. I mean, yeah. Andrew's a good dude. I like Andrew.
Oh, I thought you said his name was Slick. I was like, what?
He's a chef.
Chef Andrew. He can be on and have a cooking show.
There you go. See, now we're getting places. This is good.
TJ's whole family on the Patreon.
I mean.
Well, we cleared $3 each this month with our 97 people that are now part of the Patreon.
Which, by the way, we mentioned Andrew Hermerson, T-Weave, their show. We also have Poundwater Dave joining us. That lovely show with him, Miss Amy, and JD. So there's gonna be a lot of intermixing of the shows, different hosts,
talking wrestling with Poundwater Dave.
Yeah,
lots of incest.
No.
And there's going to be a lot of collabs there.
Yeah, collabs.
Is
that like coax?
Collabs.
Okay.
I've been
naked.
It's naked.
So now that I got a cough out of the way, are we ready to start 1999? I'm excited. Timmy.
Yes, I'm ready. Go.
Ready?
Just do it. You know I'm ready. Stop it.
Because this week we're going back to March 8th, 1999, and we're going to watch the longest Monday Nitro ever. And it was
not in ring. It's not the longest in ring.
No, actually, more on that too. Before we get to that show, let's see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's run through some events filter free. Up first, Timmy. Drop the beat.
So soothing.
Every time. Stories that missed the cut March 5th. Justin Fields of your Chicago Bears is born in Kennesaw, Georgia.
By the way, by the time this drops on the podcast feed, he actually may not be a Bear.
As far as I know, still the most likely trade target is Atlanta.
Apparently, nobody wants him
Atlanta
for what they're asking.
I want him as a backup. I don't.
To who? Desmond Ritter?
No, I would take him on the Bengals as a backup.
I
I'd give him a 6th round pick and a ham sandwich.
If you want to have him for 1 year, then pay his not rookie contract. That'd be smart. March 6th, it's time for NCAA men's basketball conference tourneys as UConn wins the Big East over St. John's 82-63. Kentucky beats Arkansas 76-63 to win the SEC. And number 1 Duke beats number 15 UNC to win the ACC 96-70.
Boo!
I agree. Anything,
Boo?
Timmy? No? Okay. March 7th, director of A Clockwork Orange in 2001, A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick dies at age 70.
And Full Metal Jacket.
In Full Metal Jacket.
Seen it. Hadn't
Great
seen
movie.
the other two.
You haven't seen it?
I've seen Full Metal Jacket.
Me so horny.
It's
I
one
said
of my
the other
all-timers.
two. Pat
You haven't seen either.
Who played Pyle in that? Because that was my first introduction to him. I loved him.
D'Onofrio.
It was the guy from
from is it
Law and
Robert?
Order Criminal Intent.
Which, by the way, worst Law and Order.
Yeah, it's bad.
I liked it.
Nah, it's terrible.
Better
Because
than
of him.
SUV.
He's a weirdo.
No, it's SVU.
Way better than Law and Order SUV.
Yeah, Law
Where
and
they
Order
drive
Ford
around
Explorer.
in an Acadia.
March 8th, the United States Supreme Court upholds the murder conviction of Oklahoma City bombing suspect Timothy McVeigh.
Good.
Yeah. Eat
Yeah,
shit.
Do it
he's
twice.
an asshat.
Vincent D'Onofrio, Andrew Herman says that is not who that.
Yeah, that is who it is.
Vincent D'Onofrio?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh.
That's
Who
who
did we
played
say?
Pyle and who was in Criminal Intent.
Well, no,
I think I
that's
called him
SUV.
D'Onofrio.
now I feel
I
stupid.
think that was a red second baseman in the late 2010s.
And he was in Daredevil.
He was, but no one watched that show.
Oh, that show was awesome.
Daredevil?
the
Yeah, it's
show
really good.
or the
The show,
movie
not the
was-
movie, the show.
The movie was the shits.
The movie was dog poop. The show was incredible.
March 15th, we have the newest induction class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is Billy Joel, Curtis Mayfield, Paul McCartney, Dale Shannon, Bruce Springsteen, and George Martin all head into the Hall of Fame.
was that
Oh, so glad
related
that
to
missed
Jeremy
the part.
Mayfield?
I don't think he's related to
Meth
Jeremy
head
Meth
Mayfield.
March 20th, Dave's favorite story, a Legoland opens up outside of Carlsbad, California, making this the first Lego-themed park outside of Europe.
I went to Legoland last year with my kids for spring break.
That's why I
Gross.
said, and I remember you
they're
said you enjoyed it.
So, I mean, it was okay, but God, so many kids at the hotel. Oh,
It's,
wanted to hang myself.
literally a place called Legoland.
That's like going to Disney and bitching about there being children.
There are
Oh, that was the worst part
adult-sized
about
mice
Disney
there.
Cruise.
There's adult-sized mice and cartoon characters there. It's bullshit.
You know how many kids were on a Disney cruise?
All
All of them. All of
Yeah.
them.
The entire thing.
And they're snotty and they're crying and they're waiting in line and they're bitching and then they go meet the fucking mouse and then they whine about that and cry. Snotty again. They touch the food.
We
Fat
can start a new
heads.
segment on the show.
These
called What-
children
what
aren't
Brian
allowed to
Hayes
eat.
hears.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Your little
Get your hands off the donuts, you little shit.
Take your chicken tendies and get the fuck out of here. March 22nd, Lone Star, the country music group, releases the song Amaze, providing slow dance music for proms and dances for the next 10 years.
Every time I rise, it's feeling inside.
No, that's
me.
later. Stop it.
It's almost
Take my
more
foot
than
and
I can take.
Stop it.
Baby, when you
March
touch me,
24th,
I wish
keep
you'd go
singing that
down
song
to
the
my
rest of the show.
pee-pee.
39 people die in Belgium as a transport truck carrying flour and margarine catches fire in the Mount Blanc tunnel.
It's a
Good
butter
news
fire.
on that. It made a hell of a roux, though.
Well, you don't use butter for
Stir
roux,
'em
you
to
use-
get. You could.
you use
A roux, is,
vegetable
Butter
a roux
fire.
is simply oil and flour. It's all it is.
It's like a hot fire through butter.
Totally make a roux out of it. I bet they did. And then they
You're a
made
roux.
chocolate.
Shut up,
Chocolate
Pat
rock.
Head.
March 25th, we have the 13th Soul Train Music Awards. The big winners are Luther Vandross, Lauryn Hill, and oh God, R. Kelly.
Kid Diddler.
Whore.
Whore, yes.
That too.
March 26th, in a story we covered way back in the day, Dr. Jack Kevorkian is found guilty of second-degree murder after administering a lethal injection to a terminally ill man.
He asked for it.
He literally did.
I haven't figured
March
that
20
one out yet. How that's illegal.
It's and here's what's weird.
I
Like,
mean, to be fair, there's no one on the back end to testify that they asked for it.
that's true. But I mean, to be fair, also, like, it's a touchy subject, but why? You know, if you have something like pancreatic cancer, which essentially is a death sentence, and it's going to be a painful one, and you're just like, you know what? Fuck it. I think I'm going to throw in the towel. Like, that's your right.
We're not getting political on this. Keep going.
It's not really political. It's just a
Not political.
It is political. I don't.
Nah.
I mean, I don't
What
care
part
what
was
you want to
Dr.
do,
Jack
but I feel like there's gonna be someone's gonna hop in the chat here in a minute bitching. So
Well,
you want to
I'm
kill
looking-
yourself? You
I'm
want to
looking at
kill
the
yourself?
Instagram.
Break a leg.
I'm looking at the instant, preferably after.
if you don't want to kill yourself, ask me. I'll kill you.
That is illegal.
Not if
Can't
they
do
ask
that.
you.
March 28th, your Purdue Lady Boilermakers beat Duke 62-45 to win the national title. Your MVP is Ukari Figs.
Bless you.
Thank you. That wasn't a hard name.
There was 9 people in the crowd.
A lot more now.
For 17, I mean, it was close at 17 points. March 28th, we have WrestleMania 15 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we see The Rock fall to Stone Cold Steve Austin to start his 3rd WWF title reign.
Seen it. Watched it live at
Unfortunately,
Justin's house.
Unfortunately, not more on that later.
Yeah,
watch
we had to watch
WCW?
crappy wrestling. Good.
Yeah, it was not good. March 29th, we're covering this here because apparently my co-host hate college basketball and bitched about it last week. UConn beats Duke 77-74 to win the NCAA basketball title. This marks the first title for UConn.
We should have talked about this one. This would have been great.
The one last week was 1 point. This one was 3. Why is
I know
this
this one was better. Duke lost.
Why? Because Duke lost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
You're a
bitch
bad
ass team
citizen
from
in
Durham.
North Carolina.
F Duke, loser ass team.
March
Try not to
31st.
cuss anymore.
Who?
Me.
Why?
Oh, good luck.
I said F Duke, loser ass team.
You did.
You
Not
said
doing very
ass.
good with my-
No.
You're half good.
March 31st, 10 Things I Hate About You was released.
That's a movie about TJ in this wrestling show.
I was gonna.
We
that
mother
totally would've
effed him
been-
all night last night.
That totally would have been. Have you seen it? But you ruined it. Ruined.
We're reading
Well, that's
the notes.
okay. We already killed
We're
like
just-
half of my songs. So
We literally just sang Lone Star.
yeah.
Baby, will you
When
touch
touch
me? I can feel how
feel
much
it
you love
inside
me.
For two people
It
that say
what?
they hate country, y'all are singing
And
a
it
lot.
just blows me
Everyone knows that
away.
Stories in the Wheelhouse. March 8th, one of the icons of the Diamond
Never been
and of the New York
big
Yankees,
club.
Joe DiMaggio, who rumor has was a giant Lone Star fan, dies of lung
I don't
cancer at
think
the
he
age
was.
of 84. I guess he died before the song came out. That's fine. It's Joe DiMaggio. He can get an advanced single release. With a franchise full of stars with the history of the Yankees, with names like Ruth Mantle, Berra, Ford, Gehrig, and others, the number 5 of DiMaggio is just as big as any of the rest. DiMaggio was born on November 25th, 1914 in Martinez, California, and was the 8th of 9 children. His family, which were Italian immigrants, actually named him Giuseppe Paolo DiMaggio, which was then shortened to Joe. Joe, due to the times he grew up in, a.k.a. the Great Depression.
Shouldn't it have been Geo?
Or
No, it was just Joe.
I mean, Pa, Low. None of those are Joe. Giuseppe.
Giuseppe.
PP. They should have called him PP DiMaggio.
Due to the times he grew up in, aka the Great Depression, he dropped out of high school and worked odd jobs, but also managed to play semi-pro ball at the age of 17 for the San Francisco Seals. Thank you. In his first full season, which was in 1933, DiMaggio hit safely in 61 consecutive games, which is still the second longest streak in minor league history, behind only Joe Wilhoit's 69-game streak in 1919. In 1935, even with a potential career-ending knee injury, the Yankees took a chance on DiMaggio, signing him to a $50,000 contract and even let Joe finish the year with the Seals. Then on March 3rd, you sound like Red Rooster. Then on May 3rd, 1936,
That's a red rooster. That sounds like your seal.
yes.
When
The
he
red-
said seal, you should have said,
Baby,
I
the
compare you
grave.
to a kiss by a rose on the grave. Ooh.
Here's my last sentence. Then on May 3rd,
More
1936,
than
Jolt and
I'm
Joe
getting
went
outta
from the
here.
wharfs of San Francisco to the Empire skyline of New York City.
DiMaggio was a 3-time American League Most Valuable Player award winner and an all-star in each of his 13 seasons. During his tenure with the Yankees, the club won 10 American League pennants and 9 World Series championships. I want to fucking vomit.
Oh.
That not cussing thing.
Yeah, that didn't last. So all we had to do was bring up the Yankees. Who knew?
His 9 career World Series rings are second only to fellow Yankee Yogi Berra, who
I
won
don't
10.
think that's the same one.
Yeah, he's a park bear.
Different one. This is what is it? He said stupid things like us.
A picnic basket.
Not that.
Oh,
this is fun.
But yeah, baseball had to be absolute dog shit in the 40s because it's the same team winning every year. Who wants to see that crap?
Still doing good with that cussing thing.
Crap. I'm getting better. At the time of his retirement after the 1951 season, Berra ranked 5th in career home runs with 361 and 6th in career slugging percentage at 579.
Why are we talking about Yogi Berra?
I meant DiMaggio, not Berra. Hey, yo, boo-boo. There goes my cussing again. Come on, man.
Fudge. With the match, I want to talk about Yogi Berra now.
He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1955 and was voted the sport's greatest living player in a poll taken during baseball's centennial year of 1969. He is no Evan Longoria.
Wow.
Boom.
Well, just so we can keep the train going, I'm barely going to talk about DiMaggio too.
Great. Are you also going to talk about Yogi Berra?
According to her autobiography, My Story, ghostwritten by Ben Hecht, Marilyn Monroe originally did not want to meet DiMaggio, fearing he was a stereotypically arrogant athlete. She may have been right. The union was troubled from the start by DiMaggio's jealousy and controlling attitude. He was also physically abusive, definitely allegedly. A violent fight between the couple occurred immediately after the skirt blowing scene in the 7-Year Itch that was filmed September 14, 1954 in front of Manhattan's Translux 52nd Street Theater. I mean, kind of get that. Just saying, I don't want everyone in the world looking at my lady's hoo-ha.
Oh.
After returning from New York.
Right.
By the way, this also led to him finding sobriety, and he genuinely became a good dude after this. So good on him. However, after returning from New York City to Hollywood in October 1954, Monroe filed for divorce from DiMaggio after only 9 months of marriage.
They almost made it.
I think his hitting streak lasted longer.
56 games.
That's close to 9 months if you stretch it out over 2 seasons.
Yeah, if his last game was in October and he started back up in April.
Well, they played a lot in October back then.
That's still only 6 months.
Shut up.
Okay.
DiMaggio re-entered Monroe's life as her marriage to Arthur Miller was ending because he was a nerd. On February 10th, 1961, he secured her release from Payne Whitney Psychiatric Clinic in Manhattan. Arthur Miller had her committed. Weirdo. Their, quote, just friends claim did not stop remarriage rumors from flying. Reporters staked out her Manhattan apartment building. Bob Hope dedicated Best Song nominee the second time around to them at the 33rd Academy Awards. We're literally talking about the 33rd Academy Awards.
Yeah, we had like 171 now.
Yeah, something like that. Valmanet, the owner of Military Post Exchange Supply Company, told Allen that DiMaggio left his employ on August 1st, 1962, because he had decided to ask Monroe to remarry him. Here's the rub. 4 days later, on August 5th, Monroe was found dead in her Brentwood, Los Angeles home after housekeeper Eunice Murray telephoned Monroe's psychiatrist, Ralph Greenson. Devastated, DiMaggio claimed Monroe's body had arranged for her funeral at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery. He barred Hollywood's elite and members of the Kennedy family from attending the funeral, including President John F. Kennedy.
Can't imagine why that was.
I'm telling you. All right, there's a story. Hold on. Let me get to my end stuff here. He had half a dozen red roses delivered to her crypt 3 times a week for 20 years.
Wow.
This whole story is bananas, but DiMaggio, solid dude.
So
I normally like
solid dude once he stopped beating on her. Yeah.
Once he stopped drinking, I think was the moral of that story. But
I drink like a fish. I don't pound on my wife. Where's dinner, bitch?
I'm uncomfortable now.
Dude delivered flowers to her 3 times a week, 20 years after she died.
I might have
Dude
to deliver
loved
to Dave's house
her.
just to be safe.
You might have to what?
I said I might deliver pizza to Dave's house right now just to be on the safe side.
You probably
Right?
should, because I don't really want
He's pretty
chicken.
mad. He might.
I don't want him coming here and beating me up. Is what I don't want.
But there is a podcast. It's a short podcast series, like 12 episodes, about Marilyn Monroe. I suggest you go listen to it. Just look up Marilyn Monroe podcast.
I've seen her naked.
She lived a tough life, and DiMaggio was one of the dudes that legit cared for her. And the way she was treated by her psychiatrist, the Kennedys, there were a bunch of dudes in her life that were bad. So trust me, DiMaggio was not that bad of a dude to her.
Other than the whole slapping her around.
Did I say he slapped her? Abusive. Could have been verbally. Sounds like it was verbally.
You guys want to see some abuse?
I'm going to verbally abuse you in a minute.
Because we're...
But today, I'm the greatest of all time. Vernon and Waugh. Mike Vernon with a great left.
Here it is. Page. Pressure with 3. Wentz is going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Comes down to over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing. Through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
All right, we just discussed Joe DiMaggio, which means it's time for 1999 Major League Baseball.
I'm in.
No choice this week. And believe it or not,
Feeling good about 99.
Right now, we are tied 2-2 after last week.
Damn right we are.
So, Dave, we are going to start this game this week like we usually do. Batting average leaders, 1999. How many of the top 10 can you name?
Four.
Dave
Do
is
it.
going with 4. Timmy, he says go for it.
Jeter.
Derek Jeter, 3rd, 349.
Bernie Williams.
Bernie Williams, 4th, 342. There's
Both
2.
stupid effing Yankees. All right. Nomar.
Noma Garcia Pera, 2nd of the Boston Red Sox, 357. There's 3. One more.
All right. Gonna need a team.
All right. Let's see. I mean, all of these are pretty solid guys. So let's go Arizona Diamondbacks here. Will be the team I will give you.
Luis Gonzalez.
Luis Gonzalez, 6', 336. There's 4. Timmy, if you can do 5, you will.
If I can do the rest of the top 10.
All but 1. You can skip 1 guy. But if you can do 5, you will steal the category.
All right. Let's see. 99.
I'll say 1 guy ran away with it here in 99. 22 points above 2nd, which was Noma, as a reminder. Oh, I got another one. Shit.
Dimitri Young.
That was your first guess? No. Here's the rest of your top 10. At number 10, Pudge Rodriguez, 332. And number 9, this one kind of surprises me. Omar Vizquel, 333. Manny Ramirez, 8th, 333. 7th, Bobby Abreu, 335. 5th, Edgar Martinez, 337. And league leader, 379, Larry Walker of the Colorado Rockies.
Oh, Larry Walker.
No Todd Helton.
No Todd Helton. Let's go. Home
Or Dimitri
runs.
Young.
Or Dimitri Young.
Weirdly enough.
Cincinnati
Timmy,
Red, Detroit Tiger legend Dimitri Young.
We have home run leaders up next.
99.
And there are 12 because there's a tie for ninth. So how many can you name?
99 home run leaders. Four.
It's going 4. Dave, can you do more than 4?
5.
Dave's going 5. Hit it.
Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa.
1 and 2. McGuire led the league 65. Sammy Sosa 63 was in second.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Third, 48.
Chipper Jones.
Fifth, 45.
Manny Ramirez.
Tied for 7th, 44. Timmy, you need 6, and you have 7 left on this list. I'm gonna give you some help here, Dimitri.
99 was easy. That was McGuire and Sosa.
Dimitri Young not on this list, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that one for you. Again,
Who did he say
loaded.
again?
McGuire, Sosa, Griffey, Chipper Jones, Manny.
Man Ram.
Bernie Williams.
No.
I gotta get all of them. What the hell?
I
Here's
should
the
get
rest of
double
your-
points for these.
Here's the rest of your top 10, all tied for 9th. Jeff Bagwell with 42.
Steroids.
Vladimir
yeah.
Guerrero.
Steroids.
Vlad Guerrero.
Vlad was
A-Rod.
on steroids. A-Rod.
Why did neither of us guess A-Rod? That would have been the
Sean
obvious
Green of the
one.
Toronto Blue Jays had 42.
Oh, I forgot about Sean Green.
Tied with Manny Ramirez, Carlos Delgado, 44.
This is the Sean Green Show. It's not the Green
Cincinnati
Show.
Reds legend Greg Vaughn, 45.
Maurice's
fourth.
brother.
Rafael Palmeiro, the Texas Rangers, had 47.
Steroids.
We're gonna.
No, he said he
jump-
didn't do steroids.
He lied.
He definitely lied. Let's do pitching win leaders. Dave, we're back to you. Top 10 pitching win leaders. How many can you name?
4.
5.
Timmy says 5. Hit it.
Pedro.
Led the league 23.
Clemens.
No. Dave, you need 2 to steal the category.
Greg Maddux.
4th with 19.
Kevin Millwood.
Tied for 5th.
He is cheating.
18.
No one would. I'm
Out, dude. What are you talking about?
Kevin Millwood has been on like 70% of the 90s list.
Look how I'm cheating. Look how good I'm cheating. My show
You're
notes.
fine, Dave. I'm going to read the rest of the top 10 real slow because Timmy threw a fit and left. When in reality, he's just peeing. All tied for 5th with Kevin Millwood, Russ Ortiz, Kevin Brown, former show topic, Kent Bottenfield, Aaron Seeley, Mike Mussina, and Bartolo Colon shows up here in 99. In third of the Houston Astros, Jose Lima. And in second of the Houston Astros, Mike Hampton had 22 wins. Now we got to wait for Bad Sport to show back up. By the way, Dave, you are leading this show 3-0. And again, we went into this show. It was 2-2. It is now 5-2.
99 was my year. And see, he's bitching. You got to remember, I grew up a Braves fan.
Right.
I just named 2 Braves. It's easy.
Right.
Kevin Millwood was good for a few years.
He was. And
I'm
then-
a huge fan of number 3 starters for the Atlanta Braves in 1999.
Actually, he wasn't even a number 3 starter because that was still Maddox, Smoltz, Glavin.
Yeah. But Kevin Millwood had a few years where he was good.
You want to be the
He
new
was.
producer? Is that what you're going
penis
for?
face? Who?
Who are you talking to?
Dave.
Why are you getting
Why?
upset? Because you're terrible at this game. But you have a
Kevin
chance to
Millwood.
redeem yourself.
Kevin Millwood.
You have a chance to redeem yourself, Timmy. Saves. You are losing 3-0 this week. How many save leaders can you name from 99?
No, it's my turn.
Is it? Oh, that's right. You okay, so oh, that's right. He went 5 and then named Roger Clemens and missed.
I got 2.
Why is that a bad guess? I guessed Roger Clemens.
I didn't, but your two guesses before that were Dimitri and the Bernie
If you
Williams,
hadn't have said Roger Clemens, I would have said
You'd have
Roger
guessed
Clemens.
him? Good.
Yes.
I wish you would have.
No Randy Johnson, by the way, on that one.
Asshat.
I also would have guessed Randy Johnson and David Wells.
Yeah. So how many can you name more than two closers for save?
Was David Wells on there?
No. Timmy, you're going to answer the question.
Oh, I thought you were. Dave said it was his turn.
He said he can get two closers. Can you name more than two?
Three.
Go.
Mariano Rivera.
Led the league with 45.
Jeff Shaw.
What was that? What was that one?
Jeff Shaw.
No, Dave, you need two.
John Rocker.
Eighth with 38.
Give me a team.
Tampa Bay.
There you go, buddy. Get that.
Second. Was tied for second.
In 99?
Yep. Was also a former Chicago White Sox. He's been on this list a few times over the months we've done this.
Roberto Hernandez?
Bobby Thigpen.
Tied for second with 43. Roberto Hernandez. Dave with the clean sweep. Clean sweep. 2 is your score now. Here's the rest of your top 10. The Milwaukee Brewers, Bob Wickman, Rob Nen, Billy Wagner, Michael Jackson of the Cleveland Indians at the time, Trevor Hoffman, Uget Urbina, and John Wetland at 43.
I've never heard of Michael Jackson, the baseball player.
Who?
Me.
Okay.
Dave's having Alabama shitter-net issues.
And
I have never heard of of a Major League Baseball player named Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next story. March 24th, one of the most iconic, groundbreaking, and memorable movies from our generation, The Matrix, is released. This was the first of what became a trilogy and probably should have just stayed a single movie. It was written and directed by Lana and Lily Wachowski and starred Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie Ann Moss, Hugo Weaving, and Joe Pantoliano. A loner computer programmer, Thomas Anderson, continues to find messages and online encounters with the phrase The Matrix. A woman named Trinity would later contact him and tell him that someone named Morpheus would like to meet him. Around the same time, a group of agents led by Agent Smith start tracking down Anderson as well. Originally, when this movie was first pitched in 1996, Will Smith was pitched to be Neo and Val Kilmer was meant to be Morpheus. Will Smith turned down the role to do Wild Wild West, which did $222 million.
Wow.
That movie was the shits. $222 million on a $170 million budget in June of 99.
The movie was shit, but the song was epic.
It was a good song. This movie also shit the bed in the reviews. The Matrix was made on a $63 million budget and raked in $467 million, making it the fourth highest grossing film of 99 behind only Toy Story 2, which did 511, The Sixth Sense, which did 672, and Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, which raked in $972 million.
The Matrix was praised by many critics as well as filmmakers and authors of science fiction, especially for its spectacular action scenes and its groundbreaking special effects.
Did you call it The Matrix?
The Matrix.
I don't think that's what you said. I think you called it The Matrix.
He works at a
The
gas
metric.
The Metric.
Entertainment Weekly called The Metric the most influential action movie of this generation. I mean, it's good and all, but it ain't Ninja Turtles with real people. Let's be honest here.
As long as it's real people, yeah.
Not the shit that
Throwback
James Bay
joke,
did.
by the way. Everyone go back and listen to this.
On review aggregator site Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds an approval rating of 83% based on 207 reviews, with an average score of 7.7 out of 10. That's probably the most reviews we've ever seen on Rotten Tomatoes. Usually it's like
I don't often
62.
go to Rotten Tomatoes, so I don't.
Well, I mean, from our notes when we.
Oh, I don't listen when you read either. So.
Oh, you probably shouldn't. That's why you think I said the metric.
Still want to know where Dimitri Young was on that list.
Where was Dimitri Young on that list?
He wasn't.
Look it up. The site's critical consensus reads, thanks to Wachowski's imaginative vision, The Matrix is a smartly crafted combination of spectacular action and groundbreaking effects. Jonathan Rosenbaum, hey, Coach Rosie, of the Chicago Reader.
He'll be back in 15 minutes.
Of the Chicago Reader reviewed the film negatively, criticizing it as simple-minded fun for roughly the first hour until the movie becomes overwhelmed by its many sources. There's not much humor to keep it all life-size, and by the final stretch, it's become bloated, mechanical, and tiresome.
That guy can take a poop with his pants on.
There's not enough
He's
talent
an
in the
idiot.
movie. Is that a real thing?
This movie's highly overrated.
Bullshit.
Not even in my top 10.
This is one of the smarter movies
Easy.
of our times. Shut up.
The next
Why do
two
you
are
hate good
complete-
things?
The next two are complete shit.
They are bad.
The second one's all right. The first one is, but you're an idiot. You don't like The Breakfast Club. Disqualified.
Wild Wild West is better than.
Look at Dimitri Young was a pimp in 1999. Hit 300, 14 home runs, 56 RBIs. He's pinch hitting for the Reds. Shut up. To prepare for the scene where Neo wakes up in a pod, Keanu Reeves lost 15 pounds and shaved his whole body to give Neo an emaciated look. I don't know how shaving your body does that, but okay. The opening action scene took 6 months of training and 4 days to shoot. That's a lot. According to costume designer Kim Barrett, Trinity's costume was made of cheap PVC because of the much tighter budget. It seemed like they had a pretty good sized budget, but they spent 6 months on training people.
Well,
Similarly,
Wild Wild West budget, they could have wore leather.
it's stupid. They should have taken the Wild Wild West budget and
Listen,
smacked
your
Chris
movie
Rock
is
with
shit.
it.
Can we have some of your budget, please?
Jim West needed that money.
So he slapped Chris Rock to get it. Similarly, Neo's coat wasn't actually very expensive fabric. It was a wool blend purchased for $3 a yard. I don't know why I know that. Lawrence Fishburne stated he once read the script. He did not understand why other people found it confusing, neither do I. However, he had a doubt if the movie would ever be made because it was so smart. Of course, he was also on Pee-wee's Playhouse, so I don't know that we can judge his idea of what smart is.
He was also on CSI Las Vegas, and he was tremendous on that show.
Las Vegas?
Las Vegas.
I lost my Vegas.
It's a show. It's a show about cabbage.
It's the metric and CSI Las
Keep
Vegas.
reading. Quit judging me.
It won all 4 categories it was nominated for that year at the Academy Awards. This is the largest clean sweep of nominated categories for a film not nominated for Best Picture. CTJ 4, not 1. It won an award at the Oscars.
I mean, it was the best clean sweep we've seen until Dave did it just now on this show on Box Score Trivia.
Oh, okay. It was shot almost entirely in Sydney, Australia. Good day.
Oh wait, no,
shout
Good
out
Day.
Klondike.
Good day.
And location scouts found it very difficult to find rundown American-looking locations. That's hurtful. Many of the Urban Decay locations had to be created from scratch. I'm moving to Australia, y'all.
So I've only seen this movie once, and it was in theaters. Should I watch it again?
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, it's very smart.
Don't
My
watch
wife
Super
probably
Three.
asleep.
You were probably an idiot then, so
Jandy's
Don't
gonna
watch
fall
Super Three,
asleep
but
the
watch
first
this
10
one.
minutes of it.
guaranteed. It's not knowing Jandy, yes, that ain't her kind of film. That's like one you'd invite your dude friends over to watch.
I remember the first time I watched 2 and Trinity got pregnant, I was like, oh Jesus. How are they going to turn the Matrix into the Lion King? Because that's essentially what they did.
It's a circle of life.
Did they show her pregnancy boobs?
No, they did not.
Well, it's weird because Keanu had to lose 15 for his scene, but she had to gain 15 for hers.
Yeah, he weighed in at a whopping 98 pounds for Matrix 2.
John Wick is better than the Matrix.
Probably, yes.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it. You haven't seen The Breakfast Club.
That's stupid. You haven't seen it till like a week ago. I don't hear that bullshit.
And you didn't like this movie.
This movie sucked.
March,
You know what was better than this
21st.
movie? Transformers with real people.
Ain't seen that either.
You've never seen Transformers?
Oh, well, next time you come to my house, we're watching all of them. We're not going anywhere but my couch.
Good
don't
news.
like- I
I'm
don't
not
like
coming
that
to
at all.
Dave's house now.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I'm bringing my new golf clubs.
Can we
and
watch
we're going
Bumblebee?
golfing. I'm not.
And Bumblebee. Number 6. Bumblebee 2. It's got John Cena in it.
Bumblebee 2. March 23rd, Ricky Martin lights the musical world on fire as he releases Leavin' La Vida Loca.
Leaving?
Shut up. 1997 through 2000 really is.
Leaving La Vida Loca.
No, that was the movie with Nicolas Cage and Elizabeth Shue leaving Las Vegas.
Loca.
Las Vegas La Voca.
2000 is really an interesting time in music as a laundry list of Billboard giants were released, but perhaps none bigger than this one. The song also represented the first ever #1 hit for Ricky Martin and stayed in the #1 slot of the Billboard Hot 100 for 5 consecutive weeks, while also breaking several Billboard records. The music video, which is equally as famous, was interpolated and directed by Wade Isham and was filmed in Los Angeles. The video also received several awards from the 1999 MTV Music Video Awards, 5 of them, in fact. It was also nominated for Video of the Year, but ultimately lost that to Lauryn Hill's Doo-Wop. Backstreet Boys, Korn, and Will Smith for the Wild Wild West.
Chicka
were
chicka
also
wow,
nominated.
wow, wow, West. Jim West.
Interpolate.
Interpolate. Martin revealed, I skipped a sentence. However, according to an interview Martin did with Attitude in 2018, it was almost not meant to be. Martin revealed that the release of the song wasn't decided on until he started working on Be Careful, Cuidado que mi corazón with Madonna.
I'm sorry, what?
It was Spanish, Timmy.
Yes, you did
album
bad
was-
at it.
It's Spanish for please pass the salt.
That is not what it means.
Oh.
The album was going to release without Livin' La Vida Loca until Madonna expressed her enjoyment of the song.
It's so funny. We've been talking about Wild Wild West because my notes right here. Wild Wild West is better than this piece of trash song.
I don't know if I go that
Wiki
far.
wiki wow. Wiki wow.
You were wrong. Why? You're
Also, do you
Living La
like
Vida Loca sucks.
Korn,
Bangs is better
the
than
Korn
this.
video was this. That was for Freak on
only
a Leash.
when William Hung does it. though.
Freak on a Leash is way better than this.
Do you want to
Correct.
guess the Backstreet Boys song?
Why don't we just murder all of my segment and just call
I
it a day?
literally just said it in the notes, Timmy. What do you want me to do?
Terrible. I hate you.
Read.
Good news.
1999 Backstreet Boys.
Cause
You
I
are
want it
My
that way.
fire.
Tell me
The
why.
one desire
Desire,
believe.
believe.
Hey Joe! Interpolate.
When I say-
Our interpolator
Living-
is here.
Livin' La Vida Loca was commercially successful, reaching #1 in more than 20 countries, and is considered Martin's biggest hit and one of the best-selling singles of all time. This song sucks.
You're stupid.
In the United States, it topped the Billboard Hot 100 chart for 5 consecutive weeks, becoming Martin's first #1 single on the chart. It also spent 8 consecutive weeks atop the Canada
By day.
Shut up.
top singles chart and topped the country's year-end chart. In the United Kingdom,
Spot
Box
of
of
tea.
tea.
it debuted at #1 and stayed there 3 weeks, making Martin the first Puerto Rican
David Ortiz.
artist in history to hit #1.
No, he's Dominican.
Is he Dominican?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Dave's gonna eat.
It's fabulous. Hurry up and
Renee,
finish.
do
What
we
a
have
dick.
any cheese for the
He
broccoli?
can't even finish his story. You have 2 sentences.
Overall, it received several certifications, including double platinum in the UK, was
Certifications?
nominated
What
for
was it,
Record
welcome?
of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Male Pop Vocal Performance, and Best Instrumental Arrangement Accompanying Vocalist at the 42nd Annual Grammy Awards.
Chicka chicka wow. All right. I want to talk Ricky Martin.
Okay. Good.
Good, actually. I'm bad this week. Like I can't crap on anyone. It's terrible.
Well, this is, I mean, he is the topic of the story, so it's good that you're talking about him.
Although it is slightly controversial. In his early life, Martin
Yes.
had relationships with both men and women.
Okay.
In 2000, American broadcast journalist Barbara Walters asked Martin about his sexuality on national television. Quote, "You could stop these rumors. You could say, yes, I'm gay, or no, I'm not." Martin, who answered with, quote, "I just don't feel like it," at the time, later revealed that her question made him feel violated. Gee, I wonder why, since he was, quote, "not ready to come out," and he was very afraid. He said it resulted in a little PSD that still haunts him. How about it's none of your goddamn business, Barb?
This is why I love news back then. It's like, you just released
Stupid.
the number 1 song in the world.
Are you gay?
A sensation unlike anything we've ever seen. Are you gay?
Hey, you're a singer and can dance. You gay?
In
You know
August,
Elton John.
in August 2008, Martin became the father to 2 twin boys named Mateo and Valentino, born via gestational surrogacy. He explained that he chose surrogacy to become a parent for being, quote, "intriguing and faster than
You
adoption."
say
which
gestational?
yes.
Wasn't that Joe DiMaggio's first name?
No, that was Giuseppe. It was PP DiMaggio. Shut up. Which was complicated and could take a long time, particularly if you were gay.
Yeah, that whole pregnancy thing usually takes a while.
Yeah. In March 2010, Martin publicly came out as gay via message on his website stating, quote, "I am proud to say that I am a fortunate homosexual man. I am very blessed to be with who I am." Martin also told Fommel, which I'm guessing is a reporter.
Also, it's Fama with an exclamation point.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
right,
text and
Fama.
type on that one.
You're right, Fama. I didn't even text a type. Quote, "that I like both men and women. I'm against sexual labels. We are simply human beings with emotional and sexual needs. I like to enjoy sex in total freedom, so I am open to having sex with a woman if I feel desire."
Sounds
Despite
great.
this, he expressed that he would not be interested in, quote, "an ongoing relationship with a woman," stating, quote, "men are my thing." That's mildly confusing. Martin dated Puerto Rican economist Carlos Gonzalez Abella from 2010 to 2014 as his first relationship with a man after coming out as gay, sorta. Good on him, though.
Yeah,
Didn't we all know he was gay in Menudo?
Yeah, I mean, weren't they all?
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy that in 99 even, like, it was becoming more acceptable, but he still had to hide that for, what, 10 years?
He felt he had to. I don't think he had to. Of course, Barbara Walters didn't help the process because
I mean,
he's
yeah,
an
probably didn't.
asshat.
Yeah, he probably didn't have to, but I mean, it just. Well, here's the thing. I'm not even necessarily saying that there would have been like.
It was a
giant
different
fan
time,
aspect.
though. There was
But-
still a stigma to gay.
Right, but he
Back in
could
the
have.
90s.
The industry could have easily pushed him out for that. Right, it wouldn't have been from us per se, but the music industry could have, blacklisted him or whatever. That was still going on.
Speaking of pushing something out, I feel like that means it's my turn.
I knew that before the show.
That means it's my turn.
Mm.
Let's go to Timmy's Trivioki.
Figaro. Figaro, 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 Figaro.
That's not Tosca.
Ugh, my ears. My neck, my back.
Yep, I remember. Everyone remembers when Elvis performed that.
Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahamas, come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby. All right,
Freak on a Leash.
Backstreet Boys, I want it that way.
neither. Song number 1, clue number 1. This is a song by the hip hop duo Outkast. It was released as a second single from their album Aquamini. And was that album's most
Push
successful
that
single.
buzz. Everybody move to the back.
To the back of
What's
the
the name of the
bus.
song?
I don't fucking know.
Back of the bus.
So, clue number 2. This is a widely considered as one of Outkast's best songs in 2020. The Ringer ranked the song number 8 on their list of the 50 greatest Outkast songs. They have 50 songs?
Rosa Parks.
You cheated.
Eat your goddamn dinner during the song.
We need some Black Crows so I can sing, so we don't get barred in Russia. Can you do that?
Song. By the way, Dave barely got that. Song number 2, clue number 1. This is a song by American musician Everlast. It was released in July 1998 as the lead single from his second studio album, Whitey Ford Sings the Blues.
Then you might know what it's like.
What it's like, correct.
What it's like.
All right.
Love that song.
This is my favorite. Song number 3, clue number 1. This is a song by Canadian
Maple syrup.
Michael Bolton.
singer-songwriter Sarah McLachlan. The
song from the dog commercial.
Clue number 2. Let's just skip to clue number 3. Since 2008, the song has become notable for being featured in television commercials for the McLaughlin for the ASPCA. It's just
Angel.
Yeah.
Thanks, Angel.
I need an animal.
Where's my cat?
I just hold it like. Do you want this dog with one eye?
Let's go to the Lilith Fair for that one. Thank you.
Well, you love this dog with one eye.
And 2 legs.
This dog slobbers and shits everywhere, but he needs a home. All right.
Its owner
Hit the
shot him
clip.
with a 12 gauge.
What? Damn.
Now it's time for Game Fave. Have you seen it?
You slipper the hot beef injection.
Clay Matthews.
I would
All
like to
right,
point
we're
out
back.
that I just won Timmy's Trivioki for the first time in like 4 months.
Congrats. He did. He won 2-1. You didn't even know Rosa Parks, dumbass.
I know. Fucking went right by me. Whew. Fucking Rosa. All right. Timmy
You're gonna
leads
fuck
2-1.
Because I'm good at
Taking my
movies.
socks off. My feet are sweaty. All right.
Gross.
4 movies this week.
Yes.
TJ, we got to get you back in the lead, buddy. You lost.
Let's do
last
it.
month. You
I'm
can't
ready.
have this
Baby's
shit.
kids.
All right, here we go. Movie number A with a budget of $10.5 million.
Whoa.
Our first movie this week grossed more than $75.9 million at the box office.
It's good for 1989.
This is an American teen romantic drama film.
Oh, Lord.
2 vicious step siblings of an elite Manhattan prep school make a wager to deflower the new headmaster's daughter before the start of the term. Stars Sarah Michelle Gellar,
It does.
Reese Witherspoon,
Cruel
Selma Blair,
Intentions.
Cruel Intentions. Come on, TJ. I'm fucking giving you softballs out here.
My internet is shit. I only caught like half that.
Timmy leads 3-1.
I'll get it. Don't worry. I'm going to Dale Earnhardt this shit. I'm going to come back.
You're going to be number 3.
Dick Trickle.
All right.
That is number 3. It's a dick trickle.
I skipped school this day to go see this movie with my buddy Mike. Movie number B
My cunt.
with a budget of $12 million. Our second movie this week grossed an impressive $111 million at the box office.
It's a good return.
This is an American crime thriller film. A private investigator is hired to discover if a snuff film is authentic or not. This film stars Nicolas Cage and Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, National Treasure.
That's Martin Lawrence, you idiot.
What? No.
Oh, wait, that's National Security or something.
Yeah.
No, not National Treasure, a snuff film, and National Treasure's looking for the fucking Constitution.
I didn't hear you say snuff film.
Yeah, my internet is terrible tonight. I heard none of that.
Tim, can you hear me?
I can.
TJ, it's 8mm. Say
8 millimeter.
TJ Stevens, 8mm. All right. Woo.
On the board.
Movie sucked.
Dimitri Young.
I hate y'all.
All right, here we go. If you guys don't get this, I get to chest chop you both.
Oh, shit.
So be ready. Here we go. With a budget of $16 million. Movie number C this week grossed more than $54.3 million at the box office.
Pretty good.
Is it?
This is an American coming-of-age sports comedy drama film.
Varsity Blues?
TJ Stevens, Varsity Blues, with a three-pointer. Whoo! Wow!
Purple-headed yogurt slinger.
I give it a 10.
10.
10.
All right, here we go. Our last movie of Disney does stuff.
Well, you know what? Let's not even cover Nitro. We're just going to shut it down after that comment. We ain't going to top that.
All right, our last film of the week, movie number D. Here we go. On a budget of $10 million. Our last movie this week grossed an impressive $103.2 million at the box office.
Okay.
This is an American teen romantic comedy film.
Oh, God.
A high school jock makes a bet that he can turn an unattractive girl into
10
the
things I
school's
hate about
prom queen.
you.
Nope. Stars Freddie Prinze Jr. and Rachel Lee Cook.
Kiss me. It's got the damn song in it.
Kiss me.
Kiss me. What is it?
She's all that. She's all that. Timmy C.
I stole it. I don't get the points.
He doesn't get that. I win.
Angel.
9 millimeter. What was it called? 8 millimeter.
We're now tied.
Are we measuring Dave's dick again?
Oh.
8 millimeter.
8 millimeter.
8 foot.
The circumference of the pee hole.
So, like, when you pee, is it just all at once?
Yeah, it's like
It looks like a woman, except it's coming.
You ever poured like water from a bucket into water? Just
I was going to say it's like a helicopter putting out a forest fire.
Well, he is from North Carolina, so he takes his shirt off and twists it like a helicopter.
All right. I guess let's just get this out of the way. Monday Nitro, March 8th, 1999. We are from somewhere in Worcester, Mass. Your announcers, I believe, are Tony Schiavone.
God, my internet's terrible.
And someone else. I didn't write it down.
Great, DJ. 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm so happy. Although the opening is probably the best homage ever paid to Klondike Bill.
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned that. So I have to say something and then cough, and then I have to do my instructor voice. So we start the show with shadow people making a steel cage ominously and in the fog. So here we go. Here's my industrial instructional video. Cutting, welding, affixing a random C-clamp on some fence post. Now we see Double A and Flair backstage at Thunder, and we're talking about David Flair being an ungrateful shitbird and how David interfered in the Hogan and Flair title match. Flair also said that he was a 14-time champion here in this promo, which means here in March of 99, Flair still has 2 title reigns to go. More on that later.
Whew.
Rick talks about how he's going to teach David a lesson, even though Double A is trying to talk him out of it. This is a very long promo to start out Nitro, if only I knew at the time, which is uncommon for this show. But this was a very good Flair promo. Double A more than carried his weight as well. Story, Flair is about to run out as his time for president and is more focused on the WCW World title than he is his son.
This was not a good promo. This was just, they're literally just showing us Thunder from the week prior. What are we doing here?
It was okay for Flair. It wasn't great, but it was okay.
Kevin Nash should be fired for this episode.
I think he was.
Okay, good.
Maybe not just for this episode, but he was fired. Flair versus Hogan was not the biggest matchup in sports back then. It was in 1987, but no, not in 1999. Sorry. And how long is
Not
this
even
shit
in
gonna go?
87. Hogan.
This is the
Andre
beginning
was
of the
87.
show. How long is this going to go?
Oh, just wait, friend. Up next, you see the Nitro Girls at a famous party school, Brown University. Nitro party. Woo! I love accounting. Then we're with Ricky Rackman, and I forgot all about him.
Never seen him.
MTV VJ from back in the day.
A lot of generic dudes in polo shirts here at Brown University. By
Nothing
the way,
wrong
this
with that.
video was brought to you by Cineburst and 10-10-3-2-1.
No, it was 1-800-COLLECT, you ignorant.
Ignorant
Was it really?
shit.
Yeah. 1-800-COLLECT and Cineburst Gum, both long gone, just like WCW.
So
Quick,
now we get
let's
a
call 1-800-COLLECT.
I think
so
it's
we get a
still-
retrospect on the Nitro Girls. Any wrestling coming on this show?
No.
And I so wonder why WCW failed at this point. I have no idea. We're 12 minutes into the show and haven't seen an arena yet.
Let's see if this is a thing. 1-800-COLLECT.
Thank you for calling 1-800-COLLECT,
There
powered
you
by
go.
Actel. Now, we can
Why
also
are you calling this
answer
number?
collect
You
calls
have a cell
regardless
phone.
numbers. For rate information, please.
I'm
refer
calling the
to-
prison.
For English assistance, press 1
Oh.
now. Para recibir asistencia en español, marque el 2 ahora.
Dose.
Fuck.
Hit dose. Hit dose.
Por favor, ese-
This is what we're doing with our lives.
Hola,
el
¿cómo
número
está?
que no es válido. Por favor, vuelva a marcar.
not a real
Just been
person.
kicked off
el
Facebook,
teléfono
just
que
so you know.
desea llamar.
It's not a real person.
Sí, CL un momento.
El número que marcó no es.
Now we're with ACJS from the Nitro Girls as we get an inside look of her and her life off camera. We spend extensive time with her and her two poodles. Jazz tells us that her dad worked for Georgia Power and died when she was 10 due to him being electrocuted. And I will say, being an electrician now, this one hit me a little different than it would have back then. Up next, we see Hogan talking about how he would have felt had his son Nick would have told the hoaxer that he hated him.
He probably
Hogan
has
then said-
several times.
Who? Yeah, he probably has, especially by 99. Hogan then says that people really hate him and he doesn't care because he's done everything for the money, or as he said, the money, which makes him disgusted that Flair's first real love is wrestling, and that makes him more disgusting than Hogan. P.S. This is the 5th interviewer vignette, and we still haven't had a match yet. Oh, if only I knew when I wrote that sentence.
We are now in minute 4 of this Hulk Hogan black and white promo, and I'm not even sure what he's doing here. This is the least exciting thing I've ever watched. What are we doing?
Oh, just wait, because Van Hammer's on this show. Now we're back with another.
And that's
commercial.
more exciting.
It's not. Now we're back with another commercial brought to you by the New World Order as we see Nash and Hogan sitting on a couch talking about Flair as they watch Flair's promo from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Hogan and Nash reference Buddy Landale and Buddy Rose in this promo spot. This is the decent enough spot, except it kills Flair's promo that they're watching, as these two clearly don't care and are just shitting on it the entire time. By the end, they do seem concerned since Flair was unfazed by losing David, and he may be more of a handful than they originally anticipated.
This episode of Mystery Science Theater is freaking terrible.
But guess what? Up next is our
There's
seventh.
more.
Up next is our 7th straight promo package. We get a Lex Luger package, like we don't know who he is.
Who?
Total package Lex Luger. Where has he been all this time? Look at the size of this man.
Killing bitches.
Promo package number 8 is WCW Spring Breakout as we head back to Boston. Actually, no, this wasn't Boston University. This was just the city of Boston. And a WCW stretch Hummer driven by Scott Steiner gets pulled over by the police. Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell are told by the cops to do some solid police work, and they even get badges. The police say if they do this-
Badges. We don't
badges.
need no stinking badges.
which were stickers on their shirts. I don't know if you guys picked up on that. They say if they do, they say if they do this, they will let them off the hook for the potential charges. However, they don't ever actually say what the charges were. The rest of this is Bagwell and Steiner going around and doing some actually pretty funny stuff while actually giving people tickets. What'd you say, Timmy?
Steroids.
Well, I don't know if they were getting ticketed for doing steroids in the car, is what I'm saying. I don't know why
probably where they're probably shooting each other in the butt
while they were driving.
Yeah,
it's very dangerous. Now I see. I know.
That's why they were swerving all over the road.
I get it.
Or they
now
were
drunk. Now we're back. Now we're back at the Nitro party with Ricky Rackman at world famous Party College, Brown University. This party has the life of a taxidermy conference, and I'm trying to figure out why they went here and not like, I don't know, BC or Villanova or anywhere else, really.
Also not very good party schools.
No.
I always wanted to host a Nitro party, but my mom wouldn't let me have friends over on Monday nights.
I get it.
I thought you were just going to stop with my mom wouldn't let me have friends.
Nah, I had tons of friends. I'm famous as shit.
Kidman here cutting a great promo. Jesus Christ.
The chicks love my cruiserweight championship belt. And my wife beater.
All the hot chicks from Brown.
And my backwards truck. Look, this one's going to school to become a med-surg tech. What's your name again? Promo package number 10 is Kevin. By the way, we still have not seen the inside.
10. I give it a 10.
We have not seen. We don't know if there's actually going to be actually wrestling on this show. Kevin Nash is unmasking Rey Mysterio Jr. Nash even put Mysterio over, and they'd offered Rey a spot in the New World Order, but he turned it down and was attacked for it. Promo 11 is another NWO spot, and Nash and Hogan go to the shooting range as a woman is shooting in a sports bra because safety.
But this one goes to 11.
It's Tori Wilson, and they discuss a new plan for the Flair family.
What if she got held down in the cleavage?
I got one in my sleeve when I was in basic because I had them open.
Yeah, it hurts. I've
seen
it.
They're hot as fire.
It's kind of assumed that Tori is a whore here and to use them whore powers to take down the Flairs.
I mean, she did date the David Flair.
She did.
Another pre-recorded interview. You can tell they have nobody there for this card.
Oh, we see it. Promo 12 is another Hogan and Nash promo. This time with dinner and Tori's join them at the finest Old Country Buffet in the.
I liked Old Country Buffet. Shut your damn whore mouth.
It was delicious in the Greater Atlanta metropolitan
area. Y'all are poor.
There's also fabulous Old Country Buffet in Florence, Kentucky.
There's also some classy innuendo. Also enjoy Hogan trying to get some ladies of the night, prostitutes, to help with their cause while wearing his famous crucifix around his neck. That was a nice touch. Tori says she has a hotter friend, and here she comes, and she's not, by the way.
Yeah, not even close.
Not even close. It's someone named Natalia. I really hope for their sake, David and Rick don't watch the show because then their whole plan would be ruined. P.S. We are now past the 35-minute mark of this show. Still have not been in the arena.
So after all these interviews, I got curious about the ratings for Raw and Nitro for this very week. Raw did a 6.4 and Nitro still did a 4.4 here.
I can't believe that.
Surely
1 year prior,
by the first hour.
1 year prior, Nitro beat Raw 4.9 to 3.6. And you have to think at this point in time, Nitro was 3 hours and Raw was 2.
Mm-hmm.
The first hour of Nitro was unopposed, and this is the shit they did.
And they was
right.
It was also unwrestling.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a great idea for the first hour. What if we try this? No wrestling.
Because we're a wrestling show.
How about maybe a talk show? How's that sound?
I will say Tori quite hot in 99. I don't know that she should have been in a firing range with a sports bra on. But what the fuck is going on here? I almost feel bad for Tori here because I feel like there's some Chris Jericho shit going on with Hogan and Nash showing up.
I mean, Nash was laying it on pretty thick.
And I'll agree, TJ, Tori was lying. That chick is like a 6 out of 10 at most.
Here's my way hotter friend. Hey, everyone, it's Pat.
And welcome to the WCW land of terrible acting. God.
Really, no one laughed at my "Hey everyone, it's Pat" joke?
No.
just now?
It's Pat.
Hey,
And
how
then
do
we
you
go to
feel-
the
how would you
opening of
feel
the
about-
show, 38 minutes in.
How would you feel about dating my super hot friend Molly Shannon from SNL?
Ew.
Molly
Holy
Shannon,
shit.
Molly Shannon was hotter than the chick she brought out.
That's probably true.
She's
Holy
not hotter
shit.
than Diana Hart, though.
I hate you.
I mean, it was a dead heat. 37
Which
minutes.
they were both dead.
Yeah, no, stop that. 37 minutes and 32 seconds into this show, and we see the opening for Nitro. What have we been watching this entire time? It's been a sketch show,
It's been a shit show.
but it's nothing entertaining.
Exactly.
Gene Okerlund's in the ring, and he will be talking to Goldberg. Great, God forbid a stupid wrestling match happened on this show. They call for Goldberg, but the Wolfpack music hits, and here comes David Flair. Oh, my God. He calls out Ric Flair to face him like a man. Oh, by the way, this is promo spot number 13, and we have now crossed the 40-minute mark.
At least we're in the arena. Give him credit. Jesus.
However, we don't hear Flair's music. We hear Goldberg, and we go to break. If this is supposed to be Goldberg's interview spot, what took him so long to get down here? What? So if this is his spot, he's sitting in Gorilla, and David just walks by and walks out, and he's like, "Oh, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead and take my time. That's cool." David Flair then gives Goldberg a chop, which is how I would start a fight. And then I wrote that sentence real bad. Ric Flair ran out and gives Goldberg a chop, which is how I would start a fight. And then Goldberg press slams him. Then Flair announces it would be him and Goldberg tonight.
Very smooth, TJ. Good job.
Dave,
Dave's
you're
muted.
Speaking of smooth.
Also
We were
smooth.
37 and a half minutes in before we got the show opening and they showed the live crowd. This was a definitely true start of 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And then-
Imagine
and then-
being in the crowd and watching an hour
Nope.
of that.
I did it. I looked it up. Dark matches. La Parca
Really?
beat Juventud Guerrera. Chavo Guerrero defeated Norman Smiley.
That
Bam
sounds
Bam
like-
Bigelow defeated Mike Enos, and Fit Finley beat Prince Iakea.
Holy shit.
I bet those people were fucking stoked.
Oh, good. I bought tickets to Nitro. I get to see Mike Enos.
All I can think was I'd still much rather look at Tori than Goldberg because Goldberg's Goldberg. But my thing was they went to break and they had started the Goldberg song. So they just played that song all through the commercial break.
Yes.
I'd have left the arena at that point. I am tired of sitting here waiting.
Goldberg just stood in the sparklers the entire commercial break.
Although I would have paid for that. Maybe he'll catch on fire. And then during the promo, I figured out why Goldberg kicked Bret Hart's head off. He's a Flair fan. Makes
You guys
sense.
ready for this? Match 1.
What? There's wrestling on this?
47 minutes into the show, we get Raven versus Hardcore Hack.
Not only that, it's not 47 minutes into the show.
That's
That's 47 minutes into the show on Peacock.
without commercial.
So it's like an hour and 15.
Holy shitballs.
1 year ago, we had cruiserweights. Now we're opening the show with these two jackasses. There's some interesting spots as Raven jumps off the entrance setup and puts Hack through a table, and here comes Bam Bam Bigelow. This is a Ravens rules match, which makes total sense. The finish of this match is a DQ. Again, I am writing these notes as the show is happening. So at least I thought it was a DQ. It wasn't. They just said, fuck it. 3-way match. It's a WCW hardcore match, so it sucked ass. Apparently, we eventually got tired of it and moved on. I never saw the finish.
Everyone that came to WCW from ECW kept their same names and gimmicks. Why didn't Sandman?
Because he's a hack.
And how does Bigelow just join the match? And then it's a no contest. How do you have a no contest and a no disqualification falls count anywhere match? Who booked this shit?
That's terrible. Fabulous. No entrances for this, and then I'm pretty sure Sandman just broke his neck. Or maybe that was just wishful thinking on my part. So this match is basically Sandman getting the hell beat out of him. I like it. So this has no rules but ends in a disqualification. Nope. Fake bell. They're just full of shit and the match is still going on, sort of.
Well, here's what's great for the audience of WCW that was live. Not only did they get an unexpected hardcore triple threat match, they also got an unexpected
sort of hardcore.
They got an unexpected cruiserweight chain match because that was next match too. Lismark Jr. takes on Chris Jericho. Jericho is here with Ralphus, and he is toting a dog collar and chain. Jericho here in 99 is one of the few reasons I was even still watching WCW. Apparently, it will be Jericho and Saturn in a chain match this Sunday on Uncensored, and he's calling Saturn PS, which is my favorite thing ever. Jericho challenges Lismark to a chain match, and he agrees for whatever dumbass reason. This was the longest squash match ever. Jericho wins.
That went right over my head. What's Saturn PS?
Perry Saturn.
PlayStation. Oh.
Yeah.
I thought we were just like progressing. I thought we were progressing along the video gaming consoles. You got the Sega Saturn, and then you got the PlayStation.
Nope.
What's with the random dog collar? Just random dog collar match on TV. Okay. Did Lismark Jr. ever win a match?
No. Not in WCW.
And you just have to love Peacock using WWF's Chris Jericho music.
And it sounds like ass.
Heel WCW Jericho was awesome, though.
It was great.
With Ralphus, greatest shit ever.
I mean, 98 was probably his best year, but 99 was close.
And hell, he was pretty much gone right after this.
Yeah.
Because he was in the WWF in August.
Yep.
I got a little confused and didn't listen so well. I thought it was Bismarcky. But I was wondering, how is this Bismarcky? Bismarcky was way less skinny than this.
Say it just a friend.
And they just decided out of here.
Oh, baby, you.
No rules tonight on
You
Nitro.
got what I need.
Then Jericho beats Bismarcky. Did he say they were just friends?
Because Jericho beat my ass. Because Jericho beat my... Oh, baby,
You got what I need.
Tremendous. Match 3. Scott Steiner, the world television champion with Buff Bagwell, takes on Booker T. We start this segment with Steiner cutting a promo because we haven't had enough of that yet.
Nope. We need more promos.
We have a pretty good match until Booker gets Steiner in the corner and Scott mule kicks Booker right in the balls, right in front of the referee, and nothing.
Agree.
I miss JT Southern. By the way, Megan Nelson just logged into our Instagram chat. She says, hi, everyone.
Hi.
This was a slow but decent match, and eventually Booker hits his Harlem sidekick and is going for the Harlem hangover until Scott pulls the ref down, which then leads to Buff pulling Booker off the top rope, and then Booker succumbs to the Steiner recliner. Steiner retains.
I wish WWE knew what they had with Booker T earlier on.
Yes.
Could you imagine the feud between him and Triple H?
Had they not made him a goof?
They just completely fucked that all up.
Yes, they did.
This was the only thing that was even worth a flying shit on this Nitro.
Yes.
Terrible promo to start. Great. That's I'm gonna agree. That's what we needed. As much as I hate to admit it, though, Buff was pretty cool here.
Buff was good in 98 and 99. Buff was good.
And referee Terrible watches him kick him in the balls and like, yeah, keep going. Whatever.
Well, here's the worst part. Not only did he completely miss the ball kick spot and was just staring directly at it, it wasn't even like he was off to the side at one shoulder.
You know who the ref was for that match, right?
It was Johnny Boone, wasn't it?
Hubie Edwards.
Hubie Edwards?
It's Aubrey's dad, Hubie.
Hubie Toys?
That's KB.
Aubrey.
Okay,
Hubie
Toys.
Edwards.
But like he wasn't even like at one shoulder or the other. He was standing directly behind Booker's ass. And just sees a foot, and he was like, hey, you can't do that.
Shame. For shame.
Yeah. That's not very sportsmanlike, but I'll let it go. Now we get a recap of the altercation between Flair and Goldberg we just saw 6 minutes ago, so that's something. Now we go get the Nitro girls, and Shivani is talking like a doofus for some weird reason. Now we go backstage with Gene, and oh my God, really? We're going to have an interview segment with Gene and Jerry Flynn.
I thought it was going to be Jesus. I was excited.
No one is at the show if you're interviewing Jerry Flynn. Luckily, there's a match.
And not Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Flynn.
Jerry Flynn.
Oh, Lightning Foot. There's a match at Uncensored that will be Jerry Flynn against the Cat and Sonny Ono. I really hope I didn't buy this pay-per-view. But luckily for us, I mean, because again, we've had so much fun with these promos. We're interviewing Jerry Sons of Bitch Flynn. But luckily he never spoke as Sonny Ono comes out. Flynn grabs him by the collar and then gets kicked in the back of the face by Ernest Miller. Why did I write the back of the face?
Why? What? Jerry Flynn? What was like? They're a plane full of WCW superstars that was stuck in somewhere in North Dakota because of snow or what?
I just
I mean, who thought of this? You know what's ratings? Jerry Flynn interview.
Jerry Flynn getting the back of his face kicked.
They got The Rock and DX and Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker on the other. Jerry Flynn.
You've got Lightning Foot, Jerry Flynn. Oh my God, we're gonna be short if we don't. Jerry Flynn's gonna carry. Jerry, get over here. Just stand in front of Gene Okerlund for a minute.
Let him kick you in the back of the face.
They get kicked in the back of the face by Ernest the Cat Miller.
In the back of the face.
Match 4. Scott Norton, who comes up to the Hollywood music and not the Wolfpack music. I don't get it. Anyway, he takes on Rey Mysterio Jr. I am so bored right now watching this show. I had to I had to have given up completely not too much longer after this show. Like in real time watching this as a fan. I remember Savage coming back. That was Spring Stampede. And I remember Oklahoma. But Oklahoma's debut was the last episode of Nitro I watched until the last one. Thus, this match was slow and took forever as Norton just dominates Ray and even pulled him up from a pin like 7 times. Then Mysterio kicks Norton in the balls and pins him for the win. That was the finish. That was the only offensive maneuver Rey Mysterio did. He kicked him in the nuts.
But at least the ref looked away this time.
Rey Mysterio beating Scott Flash Norton.
No chance.
Bullshit. I'm calling shenanigans.
Yes. And you're right for that.
If Norton had a mouthpiece like Bobby Heenan or something, he could have been a monster heel.
Agreed.
And I'm pretty sure though WCW was just a paycheck for him because he was a big time star in Japan.
Still is.
And he was over there all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I understand why Ray wore the mask because God damn, he's ugly.
He was a handsome man.
He's little. He looked like a child. Still does, even with the mask on.
Luckily for him, he didn't have stupid hair.
Oddly enough, I think Dominic got the looks in the family, which is weird to say.
That's also rude.
And then Ray's getting thrown around like a child. I kind of like that part. But why are we cheering Mysterio for winning? He cheated. He kicked him in the balls.
That was his only offensive move.
Fickle.
We're back with the Nitro Girls and Tony Plug's Beach Brawl. That will be on MTV this weekend. There's only 4 Nitro Girls here since the rest of them went to the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet expo at Brown University.
Hot take here. Nitro Girls, very average. Like none of that.
You're a clown. Well,
Tori was way hotter than any of the Nitro Girls.
You know who's way hotter than any girl in the history of ever? Stacy Keibler.
I was going to say
not here.
But all the regular Nitro Girls were
at Tori.
They were at the tarp folding expo at Brown University. So the Nitro Girls we were left with were like Couch Fart.
Couch Fart.
None of the good ones were.
Couch Fart, the Nitro Girl.
Then we see them constricting the cage again for Flair and Hogan at Uncensored.
Same thing.
There's no doors and barbed wire on top, and I bet it still ended with a stupid finish.
Stacy Keibler was a Nitro Girl.
She wasn't there or at the Paperclip Expo.
So
But she won a contest in 1999 to become the Nitro Girl.
You're right, but she was also not at the stamp collecting pavilion over at Brown University. Van Hammer's is the next match, so I'm just going to talk about the cage match at Uncensored instead. There was an added stipulation the night of the show, so the night of Uncensored. If Hogan won, Flair would have to retire, which would be the second time Hogan retired Flair, or Flair would be full-time president if Flair won. Oh my God, Van Hammer is going to wrestle Bret Hart. There's no way I'm talking about this match. So anyways, the ref of the cage match was Charles Robinson. And we saw attempted interference from David Flair, but Double A stopped it. Then the cage match was also first blood. And even though Flair bled first, Robinson didn't stop the match. He then refused to count Hogan's pins and then fast counted a Flair pin, giving Flair his 15th world title.
Thought it was going to be 14th.
No, this was number 15. Uncensored was after this Nitro. It
Okay.
was the next show. So, in classic WCW style, even though they made all this attention on building a cage to stop other people from coming in, they just compromised the referee for their dumbass finishes. Great job, guys. P.S. Bret Hart beat Van Hammer, if you were curious. After the match, Bret attacks Hammer with the chair because fuck him. Did I mention that the opening match of Uncensored was Stevie Ray versus Vincent for control of the NWO Black and White? It was a street fight. Bret Hart and DDP didn't wrestle on the show.
In case you were wondering, this match took more than 10 minutes. Bret Hart versus Van Hammer.
I got to read the entire write-up of the cage match from Uncensored.
You know why Bret Hart sucks? Shawn Michaels would have super kicked that fucking dweeb in like 2 minutes, and we wouldn't have had to watch 10 minutes of Van Hammer.
Here's where you're wrong. By the way, I love that the Hitman has become a mid-carder here in 99 WCW. Like, nah, just
should have taken that pay cut in the WWF.
Yeah,
right where he deserves to be, mid-carder WCW 1999.
2 years ago, you were in a main eventing a pay-per-view with Sid, Vader, and Steve Austin, and now you're wrestling Van Hammer on the fourth match of an hour-long promo-filled Nitro.
What a surprise. Brett's bitching from the get-go in the match. Jesus Christ.
I guess it was Undertaker, not Sid.
This show is so weird. At first, I felt like matches would never start. Now I feel like the matches will never end.
It was ass. The show was ass.
I can actually hear the backstage scuttle before this match. They're like, all right, so it's Van Hammer, Brett. We're just going to have you out there, quick squash. It'll be fine.
I got to get my
Brett goes, no, I want to have the Mac Classic with Van Hammer that lasts 12 minutes. What?
So we're going to do an hour-long, the whole first hour is going to be promo.
We're going to do an Iron Man match, me and Van Hammer.
Explaining this Hogan and Nash and Flair feud, which no one is interested in. By the way, Kevin Nash didn't wrestle on Uncensored either. And then hour two, we're going to have shit. We're going to have a triple threat hardcore match. It's going to be trash. Fans are going to be completely out of it. And we're going to be like, hey, Scott Steiner and Booker T with Buff, going to get him back. What are we going to do after that? Bret Hart and Van Hammer. Jesus, what are you guys doing?
Love it. Love it.
Here comes Nash and Hogan, and somehow the only two that don't know the entire scheme they came up with in the beginning of the show is Rick and David Flair. They go to the announce position and run everyone off but Shivani. Main event time.
Thank God.
Ric Flair takes on Goldberg. They start the match and show how much more powerful Goldberg is than Flair, in case you were curious. Then Flair slows him down with an eye poke and a ball kick by Flair. And this was like the third or fourth. Oh, look, forearm to the nuts. So there's like 11 in front of the ref, and no one calls it again. Did they air an executive committee meeting where they legalized shots to the ding dong and they just didn't air it on Nitro? I missed that if they did. It was probably a Saturday night. No one watches that shit anyway, so that's probably how we all missed it, that ball shots are not illegal. Another ball shot. I just wrote third ball shot. That's all I wrote for the next sentence. Flair gets on the figure four while holding onto the ropes. Goldberg eventually turns it and starts his comeback until he misses the spear, hits the ring post. Flair hits a suplex, the only impressive spot in the match. But spear, and here comes the fucking Disco Inferno. And the match gets thrown out as the NWO comes out to interfere. This is how we go off the air.
Goldberg sucks. Always has, always will.
Yep.
I would have liked to seen something like this
Is that your notes?
in the late 80s. Kind of like Flair Luger, but with Flair Flair was 49 here.
Yes.
And not like Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, The Rock 49.
And 6 days away from winning the world title.
Yeah. But then it's funny that you read what happened at Uncensored, because I literally wrote in my notes, if Flair was the president of WCW, why didn't he have Charles Robinson reffing his matches? He would have just helped him stretch the rules just like he did. Oh, yeah, just like he did Uncensored the next weekend.
So you know what's fun is, do you know what happened directly after Uncensored? I forgot about till just now. We were talking about.
Was that when Flair turned heel and Roddy Piper came back?
That and Robinson turned into Little Nate.
Yeah. But the crowd had definitely starting to give up on WCW at this point. They were nowhere near as crazy as they were during the heyday of the NWO. This was terrible.
They went to Brown University.
Leave the paperclip people alone. Damn it. Honestly, when this match started, I thought this was exactly what it needed to be. Flair selling his ass off.
Sure.
Not a terrible match. I thought it was good. But then, of course, they got to WCW it, and NWO runs in and fuck all the way off.
We are now 2.5 years after the creation of the NWO, and the Black and White is led by either Vincent or Stevie Ray. What is happening? Well, if you enjoyed the NWO in '99, please let us know so we can block you on Twitter. Give us
or
that
anywhere else. I'll just block you everywhere.
Yes. Give us that 5-star review wherever you get this podcast. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter at FF Popcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast, which we are now live on, and follow our network at Filter Free Net. Again, name change coming as we announce our new lineup. As for us, you can find us on our social media platforms at Dollar Bill Dave.
Follow me on X.
No.
At Dave in the HSV.
Timmy C.
At Timmy C 1979.
And I am at T Stevens 91. Next week, we're good. Well, not we. They are going to cover WWE SmackDown from March 26, 2010. More college basketball, a lackluster class in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We're all getting insurance and so much more. This has been the Filter Free Podcast, and so long for now.
Joke of the week. Which celebrity is always ready for cereal?
Mikey from the Life commercials.
I don't know.
Reese Witherspoon.